Here it is, the Natural Energiser. Appears on day 1 of the 5 pounds in 5 days plan. This is juice number 2 and number 3, and here is what's in it. I also have it here live on the chopping board. What you're going to need for this beautiful, refreshing, energizing juice: some spinach. You want some rich chlorophyll going into the body. You want some vitamin C and a little bit of sharpness with the lime. We've added an unusual ingredient because, yes, I'm out there, I'm radical. Sugar snap peas. Who would have ever thought that? Well, the reason why we do that is because, I think everybody knows, we like to give peas a chance. I know I've said that far too often, but there you go. Cucumber, we need a natural diuretic, okay? It's beautiful, it's good for the hair, the skin, the nails. We've got courgette, same kind of family, adding the same kind of je ne sais quoi in terms of what it does for the body, but adding a little added thickness to the juice because we're not blending anything this time, and that's where the courgette comes into play. Got the pineapple as the base this time, natural anti-inflammatory, as pretty much all fruits and vegetables are anyway, but in particular the bromelain, the enzyme found in pineapples. No apples, no pears, this is going to act as your base. Now look, if you really hate aniseed, you can leave this out if you really want to. Add a little bit more of something else like the cucumber or something else. I remember when I first started, I was fruit and vegetable illiterate. You know, I was overweight, I was covered in skin condition, I was in a bad place health-wise. And I saw this and I thought, what is it? It looks like a set of bagpipes. I had no idea what fennel was. Then I smelt it and it smelled like the aniseed. I got really excited. On the recipe it says you need 1 centimetre. What does that mean? I haven't got a clue either. It's so hard. Where do you take the centimetre from? Listen, here's what I would do. If you want to taste some fennel going on in this bad boy, that's what you're looking for. Piece like that, okay? Now again, there's going to be some pedantic people out there going, well, Jason, I think you'll find that's more than 1 centimetre. Yes, it is, but please get over it. It's all good. What you're looking for, pineapple. You need about 1/4 of pineapple. So we're just going to chop that. You need it to fit your juicer. And again, depends on what juicer you're using. Fast, slow, induction, doesn't really matter. Just cut it to fit. And now we're ready to rock. What do we need? Just the juicer. I'm using a cold press juicer. And for this, I've also got a filter this time that I'm using here. I don't use it for the blends because we blend. I personally don't like many bits in my juice. I like a smooth juice, but we're all different. By the way, if you are using a fast juicer, I cannot repeat this point enough, you need to pack in the green leafy vegetables and feed something behind it like cucumber or the courgette or zucchini, depending on where you are in the world. It is one and the same thing. I am using like I said, a cold press juicer, so it doesn't really matter what order I'm going to do it in. I'm actually going to go through with the courgette first. It's got a little blade in here. If you're using one of these machines, be careful. You don't want your fingers to go lower than the rim. What you want to do is then use the plunger. Very important. Now look, it will start to juice itself, which is fantastic. We're going to add the green leafy vegetables after it. Should be very quick and easy. And now we're going to feed some of the cucumber thereafter. Let that do its thing. Get some fennel going in next. And now we go with your sugar snap peas. Slow juicer designed for green leafy vegetables, extracting as much juice out of these bad boys as possible. Allow it to feed through. Don't cram too much at once with this particular juicer. But again, it depends on what you're using. I've got lime here. Look, I've left the rind on this time because it's an energizer. It's a natural energizer. And you're allowed, unlike oranges, you can juice lemons and lime with the skin on. And for this recipe, it just gives it that little lift. And that's what we're looking for, that little lift. So we're just going to feed the beautiful, rich pineapple going in. And again, in this slow juicer, we'll find that the pulp comes out and it's bone dry, which is what I love about this. Let that do her thing. Let's make sure that we extract every ounce of juice from the produce, especially if you're on the 5 pounds in 5 days plan, because you're having nothing else except juicing for 5 days. And on that note, listen, this is day 1. If you're watching this, it is day 1 for you. Make sure you watch the coaching video on the app. It makes a huge difference. I cannot repeat that point enough. Most of this stuff is in the mind. It's the mental juice rather than physical juice. Now, it's up to you. If you want to blend it with ice, you can. Use the blender and blend it up with some ice. I just tend to put a little bit of ice into the glass. And then I've got the goodness of the Natural Energiser. Again, there's no artificial colors whatsoever. There are no artificial flavors. It's a clean, thin juice. We tend to call them the thinnies during the day. We've allocated the thicker ones for the morning and the evening. And this is just like a beautiful, refreshing meal in the glass. And that's what this is. It's a meal in the glass, a meal of nutrients. And this is bioavailable to your cells almost like nothing else. the natural Energizer. It seems like a perfectly normal kind of innocent juice. It is one of the single most refreshing and nutrient juices that I have ever tasted and indeed developed. Cheers.